Good morning, everybody. Let's keep your neck and spine erect and sit in Ardha Padmasana. Close your eyes. And gently bring your attention to the breathing. Breathing is one of the single most instruments in the body that is a connecting link between the manifest and the unmanifest, between the voluntary and the involuntary. And therefore, it holds a very important place in the yogic system. Just join your hearts, the heart center, and look inwards, listen inwards. Notice that the body is breathing on its own accord. Listen to yourself, the air going in, air going out. And witness all that without interfering it. Gently bring your attention to the thighs. Let the thighs relax. By giving attention, they will relax on their own. If we try to relax them, they get more stiff. So do not attempt anything from your side to relax them. Just look at them. Bring your attention to the torso, the pelvis area, torso, and then move upward to the chest. And push your sternum up, sit erect. Broaden your chest, broaden your shoulders. Take note of the palms touching each other, the fingertips touching each other, and completing the circuit of the energy that is moving into circles in the body. Bring your attention to the neck, to the crown of the head, and let the attention drip down in every direction, 360 degrees. And notice the scalp, notice the back of the neck, back of the head, the forehead, the ears, the eyebrows, the eyelids, cheeks, nose, upper lip, lower lip, chin. And then gently let the tongue settle in the lower jaw. And take a deep breath. Oh. Sarvepi Sukhina Santu. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kashid Dukhamapnuyat. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karvavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your palms and gently cup your eyes. Let the fingers drop on the forehead and above. And transfer all that energy back into your system, into the body, around the eyes, the top of the head, and all over the body. Okay. So, what energy are we talking about here, right? It's always a question. So, the pranic energy is what we are talking about. The chanting and the breathing and the omkars, they generate the pranic energy more in the body. And like we said, we are batteries last time. You know, we are chargeable and rechargeable up to a certain extent. And of course, it's all powered by the solar energy, right? So all that pranic energy that we are generating in here, it keeps on circulating in the body. It's like this is a North Pole and the feet are the South Pole. And just like the earth has this flux, the flux energy that we talk about, every body has that kind of flux. And that's a whole different discussion. So, all right. So today we're going to use some of the chair. We're going to use blocks. We may use belts and see what's up in the store. So I don't know. As it comes, we will do it. Okay. But I'm definitely planning on using the chair. So let's get up and warm up and we can get going. Okay, so stand on your mat, clasp your hands, and turn your feet outward about 30 degrees to each other. And then inhale as you go up. And rise on your toes. Inhale and rise. And stretch yourself up so that your biceps connect to the earlobes. And come down. One more time. Clasp your hands this time the opposite way, meaning like the index fingers are alternated, okay? So that you get different stretch. Okay, there you go. Inhale and rise. And exhale and come down. Put your hands by the side. Let's go to Urdhva Hastasana. I'm going to move back a little bit. And hands by the side, inhale. And raise your hands up. And don't get up on your toe yet. And exhale and look up and give a big hug to that universe out there. Big hug to that infinity out there. And inhale and come up. And exhale. Very good. Okay. With that, let's jog. Let's get the heart rate up, breath rate up. And see if you can raise your heels in the back so that you can almost touch your butts with your heels. Now, these warm-ups are really essential part of the yoga. Any warm-up before you do any stretching or any kind of exercise, I think is very necessary so that you don't pull any muscles or create any long-term injuries. So skip in the spot. Keep skipping. And then stop. Put your feet together, hands by the side. And breathe out through the mouth, through the center of the lips. This is called the Mukha Dhauti. Mukha is mouth, and Dhauti is a way of cleansing. There are many Dhautis in the yogic system. But this immediately brings the heart rate down, the breath rate down. We're trying to now, when the airplane lands, they turn these engines in the reverse way and it starts breaking everything. And feel your heartbeats wherever you can in the subtlest part of the body. Observe how the body is shifting its weight from at the soles of the feet, different parts of the body, different parts of the feet. Get engaged from time to time to keep the balance. And that's the natural intelligence of the body to keep us all erect and standing. But also in the yogic system, they say that because we have the wavering mind, that wavering mind vibrates at a certain frequency. It is wavering at a certain frequency. And those frequencies get amplified and they get projected onto the body. They get manifested on the body. And therefore, we sway from side to side, front to back. And the calmer the mind gets, the better it is. And then you can stand still. And that stand still like a rock, like a mountain, and not like a tree anymore. Anyways, so we're back to normal. Let your head fall. And then I'll probably sit down and do some head rolls with you. So ideally you want to sit in Vajrasana with your hands on the knees and keep your neck and spine erect and then let the head fall. And then start rotating now. Before you rotate, put your tongue to the roof of the mouth. Like touch it up there, like push it against. And then rotate. Okay. And then look to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Okay, very good. Look up, down, up and down. Okay. And then let's take the left hand out and come to Shikhar Mudra. And then put your thumb and then connect your biceps to the earlobes. And sit erect, of course, and then make a big circle. Okay, and then go the opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Get that out. Shikhar Mudra. Thumb, bicep to the earlobes, and go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Clasp your hands, put them on your tummy, close your wings tight, and then just move the left shoulder alone. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Keep this grip strong on the tummy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Hold your hands at the back. Stretch yourself up, look up, and then bend down. Keep your head up, looking up, up, up. Keep your back straight. Keep your back straight, straight. And at this point, when you're completely leveled off, drop your head. Breathe normally here. And then lift your head up first. And then breathe in. As you breathe in, synchronize coming up. Very good. Okay. And then clasp your hands and then put you on your tummy like this. And then exhale fully. And then when you exhale, keep pressing your tummy inward. As you're exhaling, press it in, pull it in, and then keep this pressure on. Okay, there we go. Exhale. Don't breathe yet. And then relax your wings. And then breathe normally. Pick up your head again up and start breathing normally and come up. Synchronize that. So this was a little bit different than the previous exercise. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get these heels of your hand against some of the vital organs inside, and we're pushing them and generating a little bit of massage there. And there are various ways of doing that. Sometimes you do Adi Mudra and you hold it. So different organs are getting pressed. This is something that is pressing your liver and other organs on this side. Sorry, I'm not an anatomist. So Anyway, so clasp your hands again, exhale and push in. And then without breathing in, you go down and then breathe normally, but before you even breathe normally, relax your wings so that your wrists are going to press against your tummy. Okay, let's do it again. One more time. Exhale fully. Breathe normally. And breathe in and come up. Very good. Okay, so we just did some mudras. Let's come back and finish off our twisting. Hands in the Da Vinci Mudra. And then exhale. Okay, very good. And then hands on the waist. And then let's do some hula hoop rings. And basically you're pushing this way, you're pushing this way, you're pushing forward, and you're pushing backward in a circular motion. So keep touching the periphery of that circle as far as you can. And that's what's going to give your ball socket joint at the pelvis and the muscles around there a good stimulation. Okay, and then go the opposite way. Okay, and then bring your feet a little bit closer and see if you can just massage your knees this time. Okay, so we are just going with the knees and then go the opposite way. Be careful, don't hurt your knees here. You have to be gentle with that. Okay, and then grab the knees, caps, your patella, bring the feet closer, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then sit down. Put your hands out. Come up and go down. Come up and go down. Come up and go down. Come up and very good. Okay, so I think we are ready to do some exercise. I think we'll do some quick Surya Namaskars as a connecting link. And then we'll turn on to our other exercises. Okay, there we go. So let's get this chair out of the way. And there we go. Mind you, the whole idea of Surya Namaskar, again, it's a connecting link between the postures and the Shitilikaran, that is the warm-up exercises. So you draw a bridge using the Surya Namaskar. Okay. Om Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasya Pihitam Mukham Tatvam Pushan Apavrunu Satya Dharmaya Drishtaye Om Ram Mitraya Namaha. Slide your palms down and go out and breathe in and push your hips forward. Synchronize all the action. So push your hips, breathe in, put your hands, connect to your biceps and earlobes. And then at some point you'll stop moving or pushing forward is when you drop your head down and look at your own thumbs. And breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Synchronize the movement with breathing. And keep your feet together. Come to Samakonasana. Means your back is straight, your hands are lined up, and you form a nice 90 degrees between your torso and your thighs. And at this point, the gravity is going to pull you downward. Just observe all that. Just observe how the gravity is pulling you down, how the muscles are getting stretched. And gently, 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 let it all come down. You can clasp your hands here. You will feel different parts of the body are getting stretched. And, you know, I know the system of yoga doesn't do any kind of experiments, but I'm constantly testing my body at different levels and, you know, basically trying to discover what all is happening in the body anatomically. Okay, so put your hands down. See if you can align your big toes with the with your middle finger. Or if you're putting the entire palm down, that's also wonderful. If you do that, then make sure your hands are at the back and the fingertips are lined up with the big toes. Okay. And again, this is not an exercise to sort of prove a point. This is just about stimulation. It's not about the egos, not about what you can and cannot do. I keep repeating this every Sunday. And it's essential that we understand that and internalize this truth. That yoga is not about that. It's about dissolving your ego instead of strengthening it. So bend from the knees a little bit, and then put your left foot back and gently rest your back knee. All right, very good. And come to Ashwa Sanchalanasana. Ashwa Sanchalan, navigating the horse and navigating the mind. But who's the navigator? So here's where we come to this kind of a philosophical question about, is the navigator being navigated? Is the observer being observed? Is the thinker the thought itself? Are the thinker and the thought the one? So these are all the questions which are very, very fundamental, and they keep taking us deep into our own existence. Who am I? This is another Maha Vakya, as they call it, the fundamental question. So in Ashwa Sanchalan, we keep looking without an intent in the mind. And we take the right foot back and come to Dvipada Prasaran, Falakasan, Dandasan. And we are absolutely straight. The body has to be straight. Don't lift yourself like this, or don't put it down. Keep it straight. And then put your knees down and do not move your hands. Uncurl your toes at the back. See how much you can stretch, 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 settle, settle, settle. And then put your head down. Put your forehead to the mat. Do not move your hands, keep them where they are. Breathe in and come up. Curl your toes again And put your chest down and chin down. And exhale. Make sure you exhale and inhale in synchronicity with your movements. That's very important. So as you move is when you inhale. And at the peak of the position, you exhale, and then you inhale again, and then you exhale. Come to Adho Mukha Svanasana, Sumeru Asana, Parvatasana, the downward facing dog. And see if you can touch your heels at the back. And if they don't touch it, see if you can alternate the weight of your body by bending your knees and get that extra stimulation in, and then push with your hands, rise in your toes, push, rise, push, rise, keep rising, keep pushing, and then put your heels down without changing anything else. And then look at your own navel. So push your chin against your chest. And then put your knees down again. And come down. And put your forehead to the mat. Breathe in and come up. And then put your left foot up. And come to Ashwa Sanchalan. Just look. If your mind keeps on focusing on a particular object and keeps chattering, here is the Shambhavi Mudra that I always talk about, is you bring your both the eyeballs to look between your eyebrows. And that will defocus everything. What the Shambhavi Mudra does, it does two things. One is it concentrates the mind, concentrates into the command center, which is the Agnya Chakra, right? But it also kind of creates this in-between situation between the reality and the dream. And how so that happens is, so that again becomes a connecting link between the dream and the reality, is because when you focus here, the outer world starts becoming a dream, right? And it becomes sort of a dream-like outside. And then you are focusing inward into the reality. That's what happens. So your mind doesn't gush out, the energy doesn't flow out. Now, again, whenever we refer to energy in the yogic system, we're talking about the pranic energy, okay? And that pranic energy is constantly flowing outward through all the five senses that we have. So we are trying to withdraw that here in this yoga. So when you're looking out and you come to Shambhavi Mudra, it makes the world look like a dream, but it also prevents from you daydreaming inward. We're constantly daydreaming and thinking about something, about the future, planning about something, or going back in time into your memory. And all of that process is arrested by Shambhavi Mudra. Okay, so with that, we bring the right foot. We come to the same Padahastasana, Janu Shirasana. And then join your palms here and move upward. Okay, and then exhale, come back down. Mukhdoti, release the air from the center of your lips. Om Hrim Ravaye Namaha. Slide your palms down to the navel, outward. And then Inhale and exhale. And gently let the gravity take over this whole bending process forward. And then come to Padahastasana, Janushirasana. Look at your own knees. And then take your right foot back this time. And come to Ashwasanchalan. And see if you need to engage into this eyebrow mudra, which is the Shambhavi mudra, that makes the outer world appear like a dream and does not let you dream in the inner world. And everything kind of comes to stand still. These are the techniques that the rishis, the saints, have invented and discovered over centuries, how to calm the mind. Because mind is like a cloud between us and the sun. Mind is like the cloud. The thoughts are like the clouds, which hide the sun from us. And we think that the cloud is it. But there's a whole different infinity beyond the clouds. Okay, so we come to Dandasana. Put your knees down, keep your hands grounded where they are, tuck your head in, and relax, and then relax and put your forehead down. Breathe in and come up to Sashtang Namaskar, curl your toes, and exhale completely here. Inhale and come up. Exhale here. Inhale and come up. Exhale here. And again, rise on your toes, push with your hands. Rise, rise, push, 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 push. And then put your heels down again. And then put your knees down and then go back up. Put your knees down, down, do not touch, don't touch, don't touch, don't touch, and go back again. Come back out. Bring about 2 inches from the mat and then go back again. And then come down. Breathe in and come up. Put the right foot up this time. And push your hips inward and look upward. Push your hips deep in and feel that little bit of pleasurable pain in your groin area into the inside of your thighs. Put your palms down completely and push the hips, look up, up, up. And come to Shambhavi Mudra. Very good. And then take your left foot to meet the right and look at your own knees. Join your palms and come up. Very good. Okay, I think just 2 Surya Namaskars. If you do it with this pace, I guarantee you that you will break sweat if you do them correctly. Okay, so having done that, we're going to do some quick sitting exercises today. So let's just sit with your feet spread out. Let's see if I can. There you go. So spread your feet, sit in Dandasana. If you want to sit on a block, that's also fine. It might help you keep your back straight. So you want to be at a 90 degrees here. And what's going to happen is you're going to slouch like this. To prevent that slouching, you put a block under your pelvis, and you'll immediately notice the difference. Now you can sit erect. Okay, so having done that, start moving your toes. Because some of these small digits in the body, we completely ignore. We take them for granted. But every step in life we've taken with their help. Every step, the first baby step we took, those toes were responsible. Those are the ones that actually gave you the balance. So let's just stimulate them, give them some attention, give them some love, and see if you can do one at a time like this. Go out again, one at a time like that. Go out again, one at a time. Very good. And see if you can just move the big toe and the fingers, the big toe and the fingers. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing the toe ahead like that, and then that. So you may realize that we hardly have much motor skills over there, just like what we have here. We have probably 10 to 20% of motor skills down there. And to give that stimulation, I think some of these exercises are called the Sukshma Vyayam, the miniature exercises. And these, when you do that, all of these tendons are connected all the way back to your hips. And this can prevent some issues like sciatica, all the way coming from your lower lumbar, all the way into your feet. So I have recently developed some problems with my left side, and these exercises are helping me quite a bit. Okay, so having done that, let's see, put your hands at the back and sit erect, and then see if you can move from the ankle. Push them, move from the ankle. There you go. Very good. And you will realize that these are some of the exercises that are necessary to get into Padmasana. And after these are over, we may attempt to get into Padmasana, okay? All right, so push them and then join the feet again together, and then push them together, out, hold it, push, and come back and pull them in. Pull and push, pull and push, pull and push, pull, push. Synchronize your breathing with that. These are called Sukshma Vyayam. These were originally invented by Dhirendra Brahmachari, and then further supported by the Bihar School of Yoga, Satyanand Saraswati. Okay, and then put your feet out a little bit out like this, and see if you can bend them inward and then outward, and in, touch your toes down, all the way down, and go out. And you will see this rotation is, the inward rotation is harder than the outward rotation. Take note of that. So because what happens is, as we age and as we walk and all of that, your feet have a tendency to fall out, while the hands have the tendency to fall in. Is the exact opposite. So with these little exercises, we try to bring about that correction in your body that helps us with back pains, relieves the back pains, and all those other problems start when your body is out of shape, is not properly tuned. And these are tuning exercises before we play the music. Okay, so we do this, and then we go forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward. Very nice. Okay. And I tell you, there is no perfect science to this. So you can create your own exercises sitting and watching TV or whatever you do. You can just generate these sequences and then go backward again. Now let's do one at a time and see if you can go this way, that way, this way, that way. And breathe normally. Don't try to hold your breath while doing these things. Okay. Now, we're going to move up a little bit, and then we're going to throw tantrums like a 2-year-old. So shake them up like that. And then do them together. Very good. Wonderful. Okay. So now we come to the knee. Put your left hand back and grab with your right hand the patella, the kneecap, and then massage that. Rotate it clockwise, go anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise, up and down, sideways, diagonal. Okay, very good. And give a little, a lot of these things we ignore in the body, and this is, what happens when life starts giving you problems when you ignore certain things, right? So we have to keep everything kind of in the circle of our attention, right? That includes the family, includes the job, includes your car, includes taxes. I hope everybody has done their taxes by now. So everything has to be paid attention to whatever it needs. So, and the knee is one of them. All these joints are taken for granted. So go diagonal, go circular, clockwise, anti-clockwise, and be gentle, okay? So you're not exerting any pressure. You're just generally moving that kneecap and bringing about some stimulation there, some lubrication, blood gushes there. Okay, so with that, you're gonna fold the right leg and bring it to as close to your butt, okay? And then grab with your arm and then pull it in. Pull, and then push it down, and then pull, and push it down. Now we're working with the hips. Push it down. Okay, very good. Now put your hand underneath and kick, kick. And then go circles, clockwise, anti-clockwise. Very good. Okay, and then see if you can grab it like this. Put it as close to the joint here, the upper pelvis joint. And then see if you can push this down and push it up. Pull it up, I mean. Push it, pull it, push, pull, push. And you will feel all of this part here is getting stretched, especially here. You can feel the tension in the tendons down there. Okay, push, pull, and then you see if you can rotate it. Give that nice rotation to your hip joint. Very good. We're not proving any point. We're only stimulating the body, okay? So just look at it, that give all that love to the body it needs, and pull it make as big circles as you can with your knees. Okay, very good. Now put that leg out, and then let's do the opposite. Bring it together, grab it, and pull towards, like it's kind of the Pavan Muktasan that we do, but pull it towards you as hard as you can, and then push it down. This is the lateral movement called the butterfly, half butterfly, like the wings of the butterfly. So when you're pushing it here, push it this way, and then pull it this way. Push it so that we get used to, when we do the Ardha Machindrasan or Vakrasana, we basically do this and we grab it, right? And then we sit back like this, right? So this is very, very essential thing to push it this way. This is hard. This is easy. This is hard. Okay. So push it, pull it, push it, pull it. Okay. Hold this now. Hold this. Bring it as close as you can. And then see if you can stimulate it this way. Rotate it. See if you can touch the floor. Okay. And then grab it. Grab this guy. And then see if you can draw circles. Again, take your time with it. There's no rush. Draw big circles and then go the opposite way. This can be hard, I know. So take your time. There's really nothing to feel good or bad about. It's just the body, the way the nature has given you. All body types are different. Okay. And then we didn't do the kicking part. So hold it like that. Kick. And then go circles. So again, this is stimulating the knee. And then go the opposite way. Draw big circles with your big toe. Okay, very good. And you'll realize that your heart rate is up. These are simple exercises, but they do pump your heart rate. My heart rate right now is about 120 plus. So just by sitting and doing these stimulating exercises, people think that yoga is anaerobic, but it's not. It can be aerobic. Okay, and so get the stimulation on again. We're done with that. Now we're gonna rock the baby. So hold this and see if you can rock the baby. See, as though this is the head of the baby. These are the feet that you're holding, or however you hold the baby, and do that. If you're super flexible, you can put this on the elbow and see if you can grab it and clasp your hands. Okay, and then rock the baby. Push, and then push this way with your elbow. Push with that elbow in this way. All right, so this is a little harder exercise to do, but I think that's possible, and you will realize that one side is more flexible than the other. So anyway, so rock the baby with this side. Rock it, rock it. Go big. And then see if you can put this on your elbow and then grab it and then rock. Very good. And then one last thing is see if you can put your hand underneath. So I'm weaving the needle, as they call it. So put your hand underneath and put this hand underneath and come to Namaskar Mudra. And pull that Namaskar Mudra towards your forehead. Pull it, pull it, pull it. Pull and hold, pull and hold. And see if you can touch your forehead to the shin. And let it go. So you'll realize now that your entire body from here below is completely stimulated. So let's do the opposite side. And like I said, one side will be a little difficult. So pull it, come to Namaskar Mudra. And let it go. And so now, look what's going to happen. You're going to quickly get into, see how supple these are, very loose. you can just do this and everything is smooth, right? Then you can put this guy on your upper thigh, and then take the left foot and then put it on your other thigh, which typically is not possible. And see if you can hold yourself up, hover over that block. So take the block out, clasp your hands and get into this fist, put them down, and then pick yourself up and see if you can rock. Okay, so you should be able to now sit in Padmasana, or at least in Ardha Padmasana if you can, okay? So if this knee is bothering you, put a block here and sit like that. Sometimes what I do is I take a belt and I tie it around my knees like this, and I pull that belt. So it basically supports you, right? The belt ties this together, okay? And so that this leg doesn't slip away or that leg doesn't slide in, all right? Now, you can move back a little bit, pull this in, and then see if you can come up, and then keep moving forward. Keep moving forward, 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 and sleep completely. And put your hands out or like this, however you feel comfortable with. And you will feel the low back is absolutely relaxed. Very nice. Very good. And gently come up. Gently come up. And come down. Very good. Okay. Relax. Okay, so we just did some little challenging poses, but I think if we don't push ourselves, we'll never do them. Okay. You can shake the feet like this to bring back the blood circulation. Very good. And crisscross them. Okay, very good. Now, I'm thinking we should do some Shakti Bandha asanas. And the Shakti Bandha is the Bihar School of Yoga series of exercises. So what we can do is put your feet out. And let's not try to sit on the block this time, okay? So, because it can be a little bit disturbing. Okay, so put your hands out and see if you can grab your feet or grab your big toes and pull them 1 foot out, 1 foot out, and see if you can and relax. Prasarita Pada Paschimottanasana. And so once we're done with this, what we're going to do is we're going to do, you know, when I was a kid, I used to help my grandma in India with this 2 wheels of stone and to use to stone grinding the flour, right? We used to grind all kinds of grains at home, and, you know, it was fun and a good bonding with your grandparent. So imagine that there is this wheel of, you know, that stone on top of each other, and there used to be a bar or a wooden stick that would go in the hole, and you hold that. You hold that, and then you start churning. And you keep rotating, and the flour gets grinded, and you keep doing that. And you have to go in circles. So now what we're going to do is do not bend your hands from the elbows. So we're going to go in circles, big circles, move back, move back, move back, and come up. And go out and move back and come up. And move back and come up. Okay, and then go the opposite way. So here we do a normal grinding like this, which is also good. Okay, here I'm bending my elbows And then I'm not building my elbows and I'm taking it onto my tummy muscles to, and keep that, make a big circle. Okay, see if you can go all the way to this foot and all the way to that foot and make that big circle and see how far you can go and then come up. Okay, very good. All right. And relax. So the way you relax is you put your hand back and breathe out through the center of your lips. And bring your heart rate down. Okay, now put your feet together and we'll do the opposite. So we did the Paschimottanasana. Paschimottanasana. So this part of the body is the Purva and the back is Paschim in the yogic system. So what we did was when we stretch your feet like this, right? You're showing your back to the sky. So is the Paschim Uttanasana. Okay. Now we're going to do the Purva Uttanasana. That means we're going to show the tummy to the sky. So put your hands back and then see if you can lift your hips up and come down. Lift up and come down. And then this time, see if you can touch your big toes to the ground. Okay, so we're going to do both. All right, let's see if we can do that. And see that? Touch them to the ground and then come back. Touch them to the ground and come back. Touch them down and come back. Very good. Okay, so I think this was a good stimulation. Okay, so now we're going to get into the chair a little bit. So time doing, we're good. So we're going to do some twisting and forward bends. So let's start with the twisting first. We already stimulated the body enough, so we will keep this thing aside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit by the side like this. If you have the chair, if you don't have the chair, use a dining chair or whatever chair you might have. And then sit sideways and then grab the back. And then with your right hand, grab the back side of the back. And with your left hand, push against the back. So you're twisting. And this is, and you come back to breathing normal. Come back to breathing normal. And relax. And then do the opposite. And so we're going to pull with the left hand and push with the right hand. And pull yourself up and then twist. Make sure the spine is erect and extended. It's very important. And come back. Very good. Okay. And then we could do some more extension of the spine today. So I normally keep my pad folded on top, and then I go on the back side of this chair. Okay. Keep the back legs on the mat if you can, so that the chair doesn't slide off. And then put your hands on the chair, take the back foot back, and then keep that back at the pelvis exactly, okay? And come to your toes at the back, and then take the feet apart so that your heels will touch, and then go down and go down. See if you want to put your hands down. And the mat is only giving some padding to my chin. So this is the Adho Mukha Svanasana using the chair. And what this is doing is keeping your hips up there as much as possible. And then come back and see if you can put your head onto that mat. Okay, and then to come out, put your hands on the seat, and then push yourself up and stay here and give like a backward curve. So look up. So let me show you from the side. So my pelvis is on the chair like this, and the feet are apart, and then I'm going to look up. So it gives a reverse catenary curve to your back. Look up. Okay, very good. So these are simple chair exercises that you can do. The other thing I like to do is put the chair against the wall. Okay, put it against the wall so it doesn't slide. And you get a nice firm grip here, and then you move back, and then you're going to push the chair away. So when you push the chair away, you're going to come to this wonderful extension, a nice 90-degree pose. It gives you a wonderful extension of your back. And this you can do with anything that you might have at the house. It doesn't have to be chair. I do it against the countertop sometimes. Okay, so you stay here and let the back relax. Relax your back. Okay. And then one last twisting we're going to do is the Virabhadrasana, or a version of Virabhadrasana. So I don't remember all these names, but the names are names. They don't matter, to be honest. Put a block on the chair, okay? And then you're going to put your right foot out and bring that knee, or sorry, the heel almost connected to the chair leg down there, and then take this leg back. And so this is the Virabhadrasana that we do, right? So put that blade outward, put that block so that you wedge that block in, so you get a nice support here, okay? And then with your left hand, grab the back of it, back of the chair, and then pull yourself with this right hand, push yourself, and you get a nice twist, but then you go down. Do not let that left hand go, and come down. So see how it opens up the chest? Because I'm grabbing the back here, right? If I let it go, then you're going to collapse like this. So that's not the point of this exercise. The point is you grab the back, and then you twist, and you look up. And then once you feel comfortable, you can stack up your hands. And then come back, hold it, put your hand here, and then come up and get out of the pose. Okay, so these are not difficult poses, by the way, because the chair really helps us with guiding them. So put the block towards that side. So I'm going to push it here a little bit. And then I'm going to put my left foot out this time. And then there you go. And then I'm taking the right foot back. And you come to the Virabhadrasana, right? We did it last time. And you wedge this block in. Push it in, nice and firm. It gives you nice support here, okay? For those who have really weak knees or weaker thighs, but it also, by supporting, what happens is your muscles relax. When they relax, they cooperate better to get into the pose, okay? So here we go. And then you're gonna grab the back like we did earlier and then adjust yourself, adjust the block, and then go out. Put your hand down and then look up and pull with your right hand. Pull it, pull. And then you count 10. And then see if you want to raise the hand up and stack them up. And then grab the back again and come out of the pose. Okay, so these are some of the wonderful poses that we can do. Invest in these things. These are very cheap. You can get like, sometimes these chairs are like 12 bucks, 10 bucks, 15 bucks. All right, so this is another thing that I use for stimulation. So what I do is, this is just a foam roller, guys, but it is smaller. You can get a bigger one if you like. And then I get into, the reason we did the Padmasana today is we can get into the Padmasana. And that's, we're going into Matsyasana. So put the other thing is, if you don't have the foam, you can use the block. So let me get that. So here, we can put the block here. The foam is too much. And then you raise your thighs up first, and then put that block, and then go back. And then see if you want to relax your lotus. This will give you an amazing stretch in the back. This is wonderful. Now here we do Kapalabhati. Exhale fully. And then begin. Exhale and relax. And then see if you want to open up your lotus down there and then spread your feet apart, straighten them out and relax. The block is going to give you amazing support at the back. I also get into Bhishmasana almost every other day after I come back from work. So the way you do Bhishmasana is you put this block vertical and put that block this way vertical. So you form this kind of a 90-degree pose like this, right? One is on the shorter side, the other one is on the longer side, but they're both vertical. And then you put your feet out and then grab that block and then pull it towards you a little bit, okay? And then start going back onto it. And then take this block and move it outward, and then put your head on it. And see how wonderful you feel. Your chest is fully opened up. You're taking deep breaths, generating more prana, more pranic energy. And relax your feet down there. And relax your hands. And this is how a yogi relaxes, like the Bhishma, who slept on the bed of the arrows before he left his body. He waited for the sun to set. And the moment the sun set, he left his body. It is said that he was 180 years old and still fought the Mahabharata, the battle of Mahabharata. And relax. So why doing Bhishmasana is important? Because throughout the day, we sit on the chair, we are in front of the computers, and we are so engrossed in the work that we forget to keep our spine erect. You can keep your spine erect. That's wonderful throughout the work. So you buy a proper chair, you get nice shoes. Shoes are extremely important. We neglect that part of the accessory that we have, and we just keep on letting those heels grind against the road or sidewalk. But the shoes can really mess up your lower back. So the shoes, a proper chair, and this proper exercise every day. After you come back from work, you lie down for at least 10 minutes this way. And what this does, it gives you the anti-slouching pose. So it pushes, the block is pushing my lumbars, and it's pushing my mid-back this way rather than the other way. And that opens up the chest, and I'm breathing deep. To come out of the pose, take your left or right foot up, and then turn to your side. And then get off that block so that the block is not there anymore. And then you just relax, like we come out of the Shavasana. Hold your legs if you want to get more stability. And then gently, you never rush anything in yoga, okay? Never. All right, so you're not like, click, 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 click. Everything in the life is like, okay, what's the next? What's next? What's next? There is no next. Just take your time here. This is your time. Okay? So let's get out of that next mode for a second. In the office, last week I was telling some of my students that the earth is not speeding up anyway. The earth is in fact slowing down. Every year it slows down by whatever fraction of a second. So why are we going like this all the time? What is the whole point? So just chill, okay? Just relax, take your time with things, and that come out of that anxiety mode all the time, okay? So when you need to deploy the speed, you need to deploy the speed. But when you don't need to deploy the speed, there is no point in doing it. There's no point in just rushing through everything. Just take your time, chill, okay? This is your time right now. It's Sunday morning, and you're taking your own sweet 90 minutes of your time for this body and the mind and the soul. Okay, so having said that, I'm going to do some simple breathing techniques. So Get your left heel into your perineum and the right on the top. Okay. And sit comfortably with your neck and spine erect. And relax. Let it all go. Take deep, meaningful breaths through Ujjayi breathing. So constrict your epiglottis and breathe in deep, very gently. No rushing here, okay? Very gently, deep breathe with constricted epiglottis. So you should be able to hear yourself. Exhale fully and begin. Don't hold the breath and breathe out meaningfully, intentionally. So today we're going to do, it's getting hot out there. We're going to do some cooling breaths. Okay. There are three kinds: Sitali, Shitakari, and Bhujangi. So these three breathing techniques we're going to learn today, or we're going to practice together. So the Sitali is using the tongue to breathe. Okay. And the Bhujangi is also using the tongue to breathe. The Shitakari is using the teeth to breathe. So they're very similar to each other. They have very similar effects, but at a subtler level, they have different things going on. Okay, so what we do is now this is genetic. Okay, not everybody can do what I'm describing. So genetically, I'm programmed to not be able to do that, but maybe you can. So you've seen a potato chip, right, or a taco. The taco chips that are pre-folded like that. So you're going to fold your lung like that, fold your tongue like this, and leave a little hole at the bottom of it so that your tongue will look like this. Okay. I can only show you with my hands, but I cannot do that. So it's a genetic disorder that some people can do it, some people cannot do it. So fold your tongue like a taco, like this, fold it, and then suck air from that hole that you're going to create, so that the air is touching the lung and going all the way into your lungs, all the way. Sorry, touching the tongue and going into the lung. Okay, there you go. So exhale fully, and then fold your tongue. Let it settle into your belly. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And gently let it go from your nose. So to convert this into a pranayam, we're going to put the bandhas now. So we have the Mula Bandha. So you pull your anus lock up, base lock. Do not use your tummy lock, but do your chin lock this time. Okay. So let's go again. Exhale fully. Breathe in by folded tongue. Chin lock. Release the chin lock and exhale with the ujjayi. And then we'll do the similar thing with Bhujangi pranayam. Okay, so what is Bhujangi doing? You know how we do the Bhujang pose? Like put both the hands and then push your hips in with the curled toes at the back. We're into this excited cobra pose, right? So here what we're going to do is we're going to generate that similar thing with your tongue. So think about your tongue as your body. And that tongue is excited inwardly. So you're going to push it against your teeth, and then it will fold back onto itself, creating holes on the side. And you're going to suck air from the side. Okay? So fold the tongue, close your mouth, and then that is going to create these little holes on the side. So you suck the air from there. Same thing, chin lock. Release your tummy, of course. Keep the base lock on. Count 10. And exhale through Ujjayi. So all these pranayams that we're doing right now, you're supposed to do them at least 3 to 5 times, okay, to get some kind of benefit out of them. Otherwise, it's just, we cannot do it all in this 90 minutes. So I'm just introducing them so that when you practice, you remember or take notes or whatever, and then you do them as when you're alone. So let's do this one more time. Exhale fully. Take a normal breath, and we'll do the last one, Shitakari. So we did the Sitali, we did the Bhujangi. Now we're going to use the teeth. And normally this thing is part of the Amar Kruti pranayam that we do every so often. And so today we're going to exclusively do this Shitakari. Okay. So exhale fully. And then clench your teeth like this on top of each other. Or just like you take a bite, but open your mouth. And then with the empty lungs, suck air through the gaps of the teeth. Okay, here we go. Exhale. Release the chin lock. Exhale. So it is said that these cooling breaths, they heal some of the gastrointestinal problems, including ulcers and tuberculosis of the intestine, and a bunch of them, and peptic ulcers, acidity. Join your hands to the heart center. Keep your neck and spine erect. And realize the difference between where we started and where we are ending in the same pose. It's the same pose, but there are differences, subtle differences. Body is stimulated, body is relaxed. You're able to keep your neck and spine erect. Put your sternum up and relax your shoulders, relax your thighs, relax your torso. And realize that the breathing comes back to normalcy the moment you leave it alone. Feel the fingertips against each other, palms. Feel that little cavity between the two palms. And exhale fully. Breathe in through Jai. Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidikena yopakarotam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi Abahu Purushakaram Shankha Chakra Siddharinam Sahasrara Shirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim Hari Om. Rub your palms. And cup your eyes gently. Look deep inside. Put all that pranic energy back into the body, into the circulation. Okay, so thank you so much for taking the time today again. I hope this was worthwhile. And I'll see you next Sunday. And from the yoga teachers, I would like to apologize for yesterday.